it's also another thing I am, as you can see, I basically got platinums across most of the stages in the game, but that's because, like I said, I was trying to unlock, some optional shit that will...
My argument with difficulty, and no one really has a good counterpoint, and there are people, even some people I don't often like the opinions of...
spells Bayo.
Share this common consensus of, what is the point of making me restart things I've already done? What does that prove? What does that prove? It doesn't prove anything. It really doesn't. That, and I will continue to defend difficulty with a fair and balanced thing, because I'm not someone who generally gets this, like, feeling of...
No, actually, it's, like... actually gonna have to swap weapons around and show a few of the other ones. Like, because of the spot at which we stopped in the game, I think we had, like, most of the weapons. The only things we were missing would be the duplicates, like, buying the duplicates to Kilgore, Durga, and, well, getting Kilgore itself. Because that's another good thing this game does, is it gives you a lot of the weapons by, like, a super early point. Now, like...
My difficulty argument, though,
Yes.
I feel it's infinitely more rewarding to me to have small chunks of things I can keep trying, because, to me, limited lives and punishing death just feels like you want me to put quarters in my Switch or whatever.
I might, like, I don't really like the whip as a weapon. I just wanted to briefly show it off, just to have something a bit different.
Bayonetta 2 whip is better.
Yes. The Bayonetta 2... Oh, damn it. Yeah, the Bayonetta 2 whip, they made it to where now you have two of them, so you can also equip it on your feet.
Bayonetta 2's got some great weapons.
Yes. It also has a weapon that's a joke to a line in this game. Oh yeah, if you freeze something, you can then do that.
And you can smack people with the key, which does big damage.
Uh-huh. The biggest damage. Yeah, I'm just going to change that to, like, I'll actually put the shotgun... No, wait, that's the only kind of shotguns. I'll put the base model on my hands. Yes, I like having the base model on my hands. No, it does not change how the weapon actually works.
But that's kind of the point, and I always kind of go back to Beautiful Joe for this, where I have a respect for Beautiful Joe. It's a childhood favorite, but good God, on the higher difficulties, do I feel like it was not play-tested?
It probably wasn't, because most games are actually not play-tested by the end, and most optional shit, like extra difficulties, and hell, even game modes, in a lot of cases, were normally not play-tested.
I have a new... And, like, Beautiful Joe is the funniest thing to me, because as a kid, I played Beautiful Joe, and I was all, oh my god, this is so damn hard! What is wrong with you? This is too much! But then, I finally beat adults, and I play, like,
Yeah, out-of-body experience, I forgot about these. How did this work again?
You have to be a spoopy ghost. And you have to protect your body, but there's a funny thing about these missions.
Which is something, oh god damn it,
What?
Which is something I will show off later. Damn it!
if you lose and feel like being cheap, you might...
I will show that off later. You can, like, tell I haven't really played with, one, I not only haven't really played Bayonetta in a while, but I also haven't really played with the alternate weapons in a while.
Because honestly, and it's funny given my stance on weird...
God damn it.
And it's funny given my stance on the crap I give fighting games for running glitches. That Kilgore thing is like the best way to platinum this game.
Yes. Well, because, it literally was not designed for that nonsense.
But my other caveat, in a one-player experience, I don't mind glitches as much. The reason I give melee and competitive...
Oh, wait, I just remember the weapons in this game take over your punches and kicks. To do stripper pole, I need to kick. I just remembered that. Yeah, I need to do a kicks to stripper pole.
Your point?
I've been trying to do punch to do it. Remember when I said I literally, I was used to the way Bayonetta 2 had its weapons work?
Stupid! Though there's one contention point I have against Bayonetta 2, but there's an option to fix it, but this bothers the hell out of me.
What? Speaking of stripper pole.
Damn
it.
This is just a minor thing,
Come on, assholes. There it is! You were saying...
There's literally an option in the options to fix this, but we'll see it in Bayonetta 2. It doesn't control like Bayonetta 1.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason.
Because the reason it doesn't control like this game, and that bothered me at... Oh, god damn it. That bothered me at first in it, too,
If you feel like being a cheating asshole, I'm showing
No, I'll save that for post-game. I just...
If I'm cutting around, and this is an argument we've had with Sean a lot...
Also might need to actually move the spot for the body, but whatever.
Me and Carson have said... We feel the best evolution to the Devil May Cry type formula was Witch Time, and Sean tends to normally disagree, saying it's not that great.
Which, the reason... Oh, look, when I start abusing that glitch, I start getting a lot better and a lot more progress. But you look at that! I've said this before, basically. The reason I like the Witch Time is because it does... My problem with Devil May Cry is that, like someone else has said, it doesn't really reward you for doing good, it just punishes you for doing bad. Bayonetta... Oh, god damn it. Motherfucker! Oh, god damn it. Bayonetta, basically, it actually... No. Damn it! Fucking hell. Of course, when I start actually doing good, that's when some BBS starts happening.
You picked that wording on purpose, didn't you?
Yes! That was some big bullshit right there.
That was, and that was something I might ramble about,
We can save that for, like, we can save any points about, like, BBS and Kingdom Hearts when we get back to actually
but
recording
unlike a
those
lot
two.
of people, and I get why people try to keep commentary coherent, but sometimes I just feel like I have opinions and things I need to say.
That was a galaxy brain right there. Oh, double galaxy brain! I wasn't trying to do that.
Right.
I pressed forward and blocked him from behind. Okay, way to get back to my main point. Now that I can actually focus, now that I'm actually using the weapons I learned how to play the game, with, and everything. Like I said, I feel Devil May Cry, its problem is it doesn't really reward you for doing well. Its only reward for doing well is that you get to play more of the game, and I feel we're kind of at a point where that really shouldn't be, you know, your reward in a game anymore. Whereas,
on top of which, Bayonetta's Witch Time also has this other thing where it's this nuanced feel of its extra ability to deal damage and fight.
It feels good to do on top of as a said, it's like, also some people may say that it's like overpowered, and that is an argument.
I've seen so many people argue
and
it.
I can see that idea in theory, but the reason I think that doesn't really apply too much is because a thing about Witch Time not a lot of people know. Witch Time doesn't just activate. To get Witch Time to activate, you have to basically dodge at the last
or bat within.
You basically oh yeah, when you send enemies flying, you can knock them into other enemies. To get Witch Time to activate, you basically need to dodge on the last frame of an attack. So depending on how last second the attack is, that will make the Witch Time shorter or longer. So you can actually get shorter Witch Times if you're too preemptive. It is like, the duration of Witch Time is entirely skill-based. It only becomes overpowered when you get good at the game.
And it's a good nuance in combat, because an action game...
Let's show off the fire derivatives.
Because we also had this argument with, like, Sean, where he was kind of in the camp, sort of undermining it, and also making an argument that the higher difficulties don't cheat.
But I feel they do cheat. I'll cover this a bit more after the...
Enemies are so fast!
I'll cover this, like, a bit more after we beat the game, because, you know, you earn the higher... Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's also an anime that's in Wonderful 101. Now, they want you to fight on this section, but I'm not really going to do that. I'm just going to run past everything. Yeah, so I'll cover this more, like, in a bonus video, because we'll show off a mission in the higher difficulties, because, yeah, like, the higher difficulties do remix the enemy layouts, which is something I wish more horror
And the enemies are so fast, and the highest difficulty...
But that's what I was going to get to. The highest difficulty, it takes away Witch Time, and that bothers me, because it not only gives enemies so much, like, priority and super armor, making them really hard to stun. Okay, camera, okay, game, you're working now. Like, it not only gives enemies obnoxious amounts of, like, super armor and priority, which that's something I find funny. Sean complained about enemies in, like, wrong way. He complained about enemies in, like, Birth by Sleep being able to just, knock, like, you know, stop your combo. The highest difficulty of this game actually does the same thing, and it not only does that, it also takes Witch Time away, which I feel makes that difficulty really unplayable, because a lot of enemies were designed with Witch Time in mind. A bunch of them were literally designed to where they, like, if you notice, a lot of the enemies in Bayonetta are actually incredibly aggressive. This is because with Witch Time, you essentially, in between their attacks, the just small frame windows of dodging their attacks and getting damage in are, like, you know...
Then we have these asshats.
They're not as worse as the ones we'll get later on.
Well, these were the worst ones.
No, they're not gold.
That looks gold to me.
They're not gold and white.
Oh, yeah.
These enemies are the harder the harder versions of these enemies make the point clearer than those, but that is a type of enemy that, like I said, shows that it's like, it is a fast, aggressive enemy. Because it's a fast, aggressive enemy, it is something, oh god damn it, I got hit again. It's something that basically was designed for you to counter them with Witch Time. Even though Grace and Glory... that's also another thing Bayonetta 2 has. Grace and Glory only appear in like 2 missions in the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
Another good thing, but like, with those enemies, and this has actually been proven, they are actually kinda glitched. Even in the base game, they move like so fast, Witch Time doesn't really work.
No, it's just programmed not to.
No, it does work against them. You're thinking of Gracious and Glorious, which are literally programmed to be immune to Witch Time, and that enemy really does...
Oh, wait, yeah.
And that enemy really does show the problem with the higher difficulties and that idea, because so much of the game was fundamentally designed about you having Witch Time. Those enemies are fucking obnoxious. The basic versions of them, Witch Time is really glitchy, was like how it works, and I believe even when you get the frame perfect dodge, I think it was, they don't like stun in Witch Time for the max amount like of time. I think that was the original version, but
Something like that.
I could be wrong about that.
The other thing, and it's what I was repeating between some failed attempts, difficulty in a game should not be this punishing gauntlet of nonsense, and that's why I liked Bayonetta 2, because I feel it's less punishing, because I don't feel the satisfaction that so many people go on about, oh, the worst thing in the...
Possibly the worst.
I do love the pun name.
Yes.
The pun name's pretty good, though.
I should tell you, because that's...
Kinship.
Oh, they're a power!
Your point?
Hold on, I'll explain that in a minute, and it's also, yes, these are about to hit. Yeah, that happens some times. Oh, I need to get the combo off on these things now. Okay, to basically just, oh damn it. Oh no, I actually didn't. I'll have to wait for him to come back around and then explain a few things. Well, first of all, that's why just another small thing that this game has that I like over Devil May Cry. I feel the enemies in this game are more inspired. You see that's funny because an enemy's called inspired. And that is the thing I do like with the enemies. Like, angels as an enemy, that's not really something you see in a lot of games unless it's like Shin Megami or something. So, because of that, like, you know, you have the stereotypical, like, basically demon with, like, all the darkness and horns and spikes and all that. That you see in a lot of games, but, like, angelic-themed enemies aren't really common. And because of that, all the enemies in this game, I think it's 7 or 9 levels of, like, archangels in, basically Christianity. The angels actually are ranked to that. Kinship are a power, which was, like, the 3rd highest. I only know this because of SMT. Because you have basic angels, then archangels, then one I cannot pronounce, and then power.
But my repetitive difficulty point, and I repeat it all the damn time because I won't...
I will repeat it until someone goddamn listens.
Difficulty should not be a punishing, massive waste of time, because at the end of the day,
Damn it! Fuck, one of them spawning in, guy, like...
If you limit my ability...
Come on, damn it. This is, like, as you can see, this is one of those enemies that is really designed where, like, being able to open them up with Witch Time is fucking crucial. Damn it. God damn it.
Joy kicking your ass.
Like I said, that is an enemy that was designed for the opening them up with witch time.
Anywho, what I was trying...
On their own, I can just do this.
What I was trying to say, as a lot of people finally started to really sort of emphasize, in a home console, all limited lives and setbacks do is waste my time. That's all you're doing. Wasting my time.
I believe this is the mission where you get killed, or if you do, go out of your way for it. So, like I said, it's not like... Not too much. Oh, goddammit, I forgot about that guy.
Time.
Yes. And, you know, it was the difficulty thing. That is how I've always felt about difficulty, is that most games that are hard are, again, just kind of like a waste of time. Like, I really don't, as I said, like, I really don't like to constantly beat this dead horse. I really don't.
He's swinging at a bloody miss.
I do know it gets old, but I only say it because it is an example on my mind from recent experiences. But I would say Dark Souls is not a good source of fair difficulty.
It's not.
Because the way Dark Souls, like, the way it creates difficulty, and this is fully 100% the reason I stopped playing. Oh, I got to the max counter again. I didn't notice I actually got to the max halos. Anyway, with Dark Souls, I will fully admit, I got to basically the cock-block boss. That's the most infamous cock-block boss, Ornstein and Smog, because that is a really good example of my problem of, one, you have the bonfire that is... Oh, damn it, I really need to start remembering those cutscene animations again. Well, for one, you have the bonfire that's closest to them is actually... It's not that far away in, like, retrospect, but it's just one of those when you, like, after, like, 1,000,000 or 1,000 or 100 or whatever the fuck attempts, it starts to really build up a lot of time. You know, I also have to focus on this, so...
Oh! Dang!
Basically, my point, essentially, is the reason, like I said, I haven't really gone back to try and fight them. It's not because I can't beat them, it's because I hate backtracking to them. Because that boss has, like I said, the area around it... I remembered. Because, like, so that boss, was actually able... Anyway, that boss, like I said, there is actually a little bit of backtracking before them, and the little bit of backtracking before them isn't inherently that hard if you run past the enemies. My problem is just time, because to get an optimal attempt at the boss...
The best thing.
Because to get an optimal attempt at the boss every... basically, get an optimal attempt at the boss every time if I wanted to fight it, because most people say to use the summon. So, for one, I require humanity, which you can't get in Orlando, and I'm pretty sure, so that basically would have to go grind rats in the painted world, so that's just more resources that need to be farmed. But after that, I would basically have to, every time I want to attempt them, kill the enemies in the room before them. After I kill those enemies, go summon the summon I want to basically help with the boss, and then attempt them every time. And some people may say these events, like, on their own, these are not really that hard, or even really that long, just doing them on their own. But when you have to constantly keep doing them, they all start to build up. And the just unnecessary grind of having to attempt that every time is the reason I just gave up on the game. it's the reason I have not played it for like a month now, because that's not really fun or engaging to me. That's just frustrating. There is no reason you can't restart me at the boss with all my consumables unused. There is no reason for that.
Okay, guys, so my question of the day is, what do you guys think of Kinship? First off, I love that name, but I really do hate this enemy. My reason for hating it is because I feel like the missiles it shoots are hard to dodge, because normally it fires at you from off camera, and that makes it very tricky to tell an attack is coming your way, usually resulting in you taking some form of damage. I also don't like the fact that when you kill a Kinship, its dead body stays where you killed it. That makes the moving versions of the enemy difficult to deal with, because after you kill it, you sometimes end up more or less stranded because you killed it at a position that makes it very hard to jump back to the main area of solid ground. That always bothered me. But anyway, I would really love to know what you guys think. You can leave your thoughts, opinions, and answers in the comments below, or you can leave them on social media. All my social media links are in the video description. Now, as always, I need to be a shill for a minute. If you liked my video, please hit the like button and leave some comments. If you're new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscription button and subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please ring the bell next to the subscription button. That gives you the proper notifications of whenever I upload a new video. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. Doing all of these things really helps out the channel, and it really helps our communities grow. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time. Also, in case you hear this weird background noise, I'm recording this in the middle of a thunderstorm like a crazy person.